Dear students, good morning. See, in the previous classes we completed the first chapter, that is what complex numbers. Today class I am going to discuss about our second chapter, that is chapter 2. What is the name of the chapter? Yes, De Moivre's theorem. Okay, that is chapter name. Is So what is De Moivre's theorem? In this chapter what we are going to learn, first I will discuss. So in the chapter I want to discuss only the four things. First of all, what is meaning of De Moivre's theorem? So what is the statement of theorem? What is the proof of that theorem? And by using De Moivre's theorem, what I can able to find, and what topics we are going to discuss in this chapter, that I want to discuss first. First one is, so first De Moivre's theorem means what? So and by using the De Moivre's theorem, we can able to find nth root of unity and nth root of a complex number. In generally, you can know the nth roots of a real numbers. Like fourth root of 5, fourth root of 8, or cubed root of 8, something. You know that nth roots of the real numbers, but do you know nth root of a complex numbers? That I can know by using the De Moivre's theorem concept, and in the roots of unity also we can find. So first of all I want to discuss that in this chapter De Moivre's theorem. First I want to discuss De Moivre's theorem. What is De Moivre's theorem? So what is De Moivre's theorem? See, actually, in previous classes you studied what you studied in the complex number. Every complex number you can written in the polar form, is it? What is the polar form? Z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, where r is modulus of that complex number, theta is what? That principal amplitude angle made by that x-axis. So like that you studied in the previous classes, is it? So z is equal to every complex number, or the polar form, you know, r into cos theta plus I sin theta, that you know, is it? So this is polar form of the complex number. You know r is modulus of z, theta is amplitude, is it? Now cos theta plus I sin theta also written as, what is the form of similar form? You can also equivalent to cis theta, is it? Already I told you that it is what? Cis theta. Now in this chapter, and one more property you studied, what is that? Cis theta 1 into cis theta 2, you can written as cis of theta 1 plus theta 2. This is also I discussed in the previous classes. Cis theta 1 into cis theta 2 is cis theta 1 plus theta 2, means cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Can you written as cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin of theta 1 plus theta 2, like z1 into z2, that I discussed. Okay, now suppose in this case, if you write theta 1 is equal to theta 2, what happened here? Theta 1 is equal to theta 2. This becomes what happened here? Cis theta 1 into cis theta 2 can written as that theta 1 equal to theta 2, that theta both are same. If I consider theta, that cis theta into cis theta, then what happens? Cis theta whole square is equal to, here theta 1 is theta, theta 2 to also theta, so theta plus theta 2 theta, so I can written cis 2 theta. So what happened from this relation here? This relation already I discussed, but if you substitute here theta 1 theta 2 both as theta, you got it cis theta into cis theta is cis 2 theta by using this concept. Now what is meaning cis theta whole power n is equal to cis n theta? This is called De Moivre's theorem, means I am extending this De Moivre's theorem for n. N is integer, either here positive number. I want to prove this cis theta whole power n equal to cis n theta. What is n here? For all n belongs to z, means what? Either that is positive number, negative number or 0, means n is a integer. So I want to prove that cos theta plus isis means what here? What is this here? Shortcut forms this means what? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. I am writing the same thing like this here. So I want to prove this, and n is what? For all n belongs to Z. So n is either positive number or negative number or 0, but I want to prove this. So I am extending this 2 here. 2 I am writing directly formula by using that relation, but not only 2, I am extending for all integers, positive, negative and positive numbers, negative numbers, and including 0, means n belongs to the Z here. So I want to prove this relation. It is true for all natural numbers and including 0 and negative numbers, means integers. So this is called De Moivre's theorem for integral index. What is the power here? Integer. So this is called De Moivre's theorem for integral index. Next, not only for integral index, second point, we also discussed that De Moivre's theorem for rational index. Means what? The power is rational number. The power is in the form of p by q, like that. Next, third point, we can discuss about nth root of unity. So nth root of unity. Unity means what? 1. So we are going to find 1 written as a complex number, 1 power 1 by n. So that is how many roots have? Not only 1, and nth root of a complex numbers. Nth roots of a complex number. So if any complex number is given, how to find square root, how to find cube root, how to find fourth root, like nth roots, how to find, and how many roots are possible for any complex number. So those things also I will discuss in this chapter. Okay, but so how many things? Not only this, all these nth root of unity, nth root of complex, these things again geometrical representation also we are going to discuss. So geometrically, how to represent it is like polygon or like those things. It is representing circle or okay, like geometrical explanation. Okay. So now what I am telling in the De Moivre's theorem chapter, I want to discuss mainly 4 things. What are they? First of all, you already discussed the Z. Every complex number is written in the polar form. So that is cis theta form. So now using the cis theta, we have some relations. By using the relation, I can know only cis theta whole power 2 is equal to 2 theta. But by using the De Moivre's theorem, I want to extend that up to n. Means what? It is true for all integers. So I want to prove first theorem is De Moivre's theorem for integer index. How to prove that? Let us discuss. Next point. Not only integral index, we can also discuss that it is De Moivre's theorem is true for rational index, and by using those things we can also discuss nth root of a unity and nth root of any complex numbers, how many roots are there, how you can able to find nth roots, cubed root of a complex number, cubed root of unity, those things, how to find those things, and geometrically what is the meaning also we can discuss in this chapter. This is overview of the De Moivre's theorem chapter. So in this session mainly I want to discuss only the first theorem, that is, let us see. Okay, so what is our first theorem? Write down the statement of the theorem here. Statement, write down everybody. What is the statement of this theorem? De Moivre's theorem for integral index. Heading. De Moivre's theorem for integral index. For integral index. Okay. See. Now, first write down the statement. What is the statement here? Let us see. For any real number theta, for any real number theta and any integer n, the relation is what? cos theta plus I sin theta whole power, this is C, whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. I want to prove this for any integer n. N means what here? Either that is positive number and negative number 0. So we have to prove for three cases here. If n is positive number means natural number, what happen? If n is equal to 0, what happen? If n is negative number, what happen? Is it this relation is true for all cases? Let us see. And theta is any real number means theta whatever that angle, that relation is true. So first let us see the proof of this theorem. So what is the proof here? First three cases I am telling. What is the first case? Tell me. So what is the first case? N be a positive integer means n is a natural number in the case 1. Case 1. What is the case 1 here? N is a small n is a natural number or n is a positive integer. Both are same. Positive integer means what? It starts with 1. So we can prove in this case that we can prove this theorem by using the mathematical induction. I think you already know about mathematical induction. Yes, what is meaning of mathematical induction concept? So mathematical induction means we have to prove the theorems by using this concept. Mathematical induction means we can discuss in the mathematical induction statement. What I know that if the given statement is true in the case of n is equal to 1, if the given statement is true, assume that the given statement is true for n equal to k, then we have to prove that the given statement is true for n equal to k plus 1. Then by using mathematical induction concept, I can say that the given statement is true for all natural numbers. This is what induction concept actually. So what is the meaning and what is meaning of mathematical induction? So instead of checking for each and every natural number whether the relation is true or not, we are checking only the step by step. So only 3 steps are there in the induction theorem. So what is that? First let us see that whether the given statement is true in the case of n equal to 1 or not. Okay, if n equal to 1, let us see. Assume here it is assumption. So we are assuming that the given statement is true for n equal to k. We are assuming ourselves. Okay, now let us prove that. We have to prove that the given statement is true for n equal to k plus 1. If you go through this, if it is do like that, then I can conclude, and by using mathematical induction concept, I can conclude that the given statement is true for all natural number, means for all positive integers. So the given statement is true. This is what mathematical induction concept, that already you know that principle of mathematical induction on n. So this is what. So what is our statement? Let us write. What is the statement? Let us suppose S of n is our statement, that is cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is our statement, required statement to prove. So this is, we have to prove that S of n is a statement. This is I want to prove it is true for all natural numbers, for all positive integers, by using principle of mathematical induction. By that concept I can do again 3 cases. What are they? First put n equal to 1, sub cases here. Let us say n equal to 1 by using mathematical induction concept, means S of 1. What is LHS? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 1, then written as cos theta plus I sin theta. What happened RHS? N equal to 1. Is it LHS is what? S of 1 is cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 1 can written as cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is LHS. What about RHS? N equal to 1, if you substitute cos theta plus I sin. So LHS is equal to RHS. This is also written as cos 1 into theta plus I sin 1 into theta. Both are same only now. So 1 into theta, cos 1 into theta, cos theta, sin 1 into theta, sin theta, both are Same. So what understand here? This is RHS. This is LHS. LHS is what? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 1 is equal to cos of 1 theta plus I sin 1 theta. This RHS. So this relation is true in the case of n equal to 1. Now let us assume that the relation is true for n equal to k. Means what? S of k. So what I am doing here, S of k is true, means S of k is equal to what here? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k is equal to cos k theta plus I sin k theta. So what I am telling here, this relation is true in the case of n equal to k, our assumption here. Now we have to prove that the relation is true in the case of n is equal to k plus 1. Okay, now we have to prove S of k plus 1 is true. What is S of k plus 1? LHS let us take. Now we have to prove that the relation is true in the case of n equal to k plus 1. So what happened in the case of n equal to, what is LHS here? S of k plus 1 means what? LHS is what? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k plus 1. This is our LHS. Now we have to prove that RHS as cos of k plus 1 into theta plus I sin of k plus 1 into theta. If I prove that both are equal, then I can say that the relation is true in the case of n equal to k plus 1. This is LHS. I want to simplify LHS first. How to simplify this? Let us see. Cos k plus 1 theta plus I sin theta k plus 1 can be written as this. So I have to write this power k, no? So I can write this as, okay. So what we will do first, okay. So what you know, the relation is true in the case of S of k. S of k is true now. So what I can know from the S of k, can I written as cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k is equal to cos k theta plus I sin k theta. That you know, is it? Now I want to multiply on both sides by cos theta plus I sin theta. What I am doing here, what I know the relation is true in the case of n equal to k, means I know cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k is equal to cos k theta plus I sin k theta. Now I multiply for this equation on both sides with cos theta plus I sin theta. I want to multiply for LHS and RHS. What happened LHS? This power k, these places are same, adding the powers. So what we will do in the LHS? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k plus 1 you will get, is it? Okay, so now cos theta plus I sin theta, this power 1 k plus 1 you will get. Next multiply these two RHS. So simplification here. What is the simplification here? Let us see. Cos k theta into cos theta plus cos k theta. Here you can observe cos k theta cos theta. Can I multiply these to get the real part? Otherwise you can do directly. Cos theta multiply this sin this. I sin theta cos k theta. Next plus I sin k theta cos theta. Next I sin k theta, I sin theta, multiply these two, getting I into I square is minus 1. So I can written minus 1 sin k theta sin theta. This is what multiplication on both sides for S of k cos theta plus I sin theta. Is it? If you simplify you will get what is LHS? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k plus 1. What is RHS? Here let us see. Cos k theta minus sin k theta sin theta. I you can take common. you will get like this: cos k theta cos theta minus sin k theta sin theta plus I common. In the I, if you take I common, what happen? Sin theta cos k theta plus sin k theta cos theta. Okay, see. Now, what happened in this case? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. What is the formula for cos A cos B minus sin A sin B? Cos of A plus B. Means you can write cos A cos B. So can I write k theta plus theta? Means shall I write cos of k theta plus theta? It is what? Cos A plus B formula is what? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B plus I sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B formula. What is that? Sin of A plus B. Sin of A plus B. Now theta you can take common. Cos of k plus 1 into theta plus I sin of k plus 1 into theta. You can take theta outside as a common. So we'll get finally what is the conclusion here. Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k plus 1 is equal to RHS is what? Cos of k plus 1 theta plus I sin of k plus 1 theta. This is RHS you got. If I take LHS, you got RHS. LHS is equal to RHS. So the relation is true in the case of n equal to S of k plus 1 is true. Is true. So the relation is true in the case of n is equal to k plus 1. Is it? Because I proved here cos theta plus I sin theta whole power k plus 1 LHS. So if you simplify, what happened? Cos of k plus 1 theta plus I sin k plus 1 theta. Means the relation is true. What is the relation? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n is equal to k plus 1. So by using mathematical principle of mathematical induction, now I can conclude that the given condition, what is that here? S of k is true for all natural numbers, or for all n natural numbers. Okay, means what? N belongs to positive integers in Z place. So what is meaning here? S of k is true for all positive numbers. By using principle of mathematical induction, I can conclude here. Okay, so I can conclude that now cos n theta plus I sin n theta, S of n here. S of n is true for all n belongs to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Sorry, what is our LHS? Here cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is what we proved for all n belongs to Z plus, means positive integer, by using principle of mathematical induction. By using the concept of principle of mathematical induction, we done for n equal to 1 case, we done assume that n equal to k, we proved that the result is true for n equal to k plus 1. Okay, so now we have to prove that statement is true for n equal to 0. 3 cases, no? So case 2, in the case of n equal to 0. First case we proved n is positive integer, starts with 1, 2, 3, so on. Now n equal to 0. What is the n equal to 0 case? LHS, you can observe that LHS what happened? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 0 is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 0 means something power 0 means 1. Again, 1 you can written as cos 0 theta 0 into theta plus I sin 0 into theta. Why? You know that sin 0 into theta, whatever that you are getting, that here 0 only. 0 into I is 0. cos 0 theta means what? Cos 0. Is it theta whatever that, if you multiply with 0, cos 0 means 1. Okay, so finally what I can conclude here, cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n is equal to 0. The relation is true in the case of n equal to 0. This is what RHS now. So cos n theta plus I sin n theta means here 0, 1 plus I into 0 form. 1 plus I into 0 here. 1 can written as a complex number, 1 plus I into 0. This 0, sin 0 is 0 here. So 1 can written as cos 0. Cos 0 is nothing but cos 0 theta also you can written. So cos 0 value 1. That's why. Okay. So what I am telling here, this relation, what is the relation? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n is equal to 0. So the relation is true in the case of n equal to 0, we proved here. Okay, so cos theta plus I sin theta whole power 0 can written as cos 0 theta plus I sin 0 theta, means this relation is true in the case of n equal to 0. Now let us prove that the third one, the given relation, this relation is true for negative numbers. Means what? N you can take negative integer. Let n be a negative integer. So we discussed up to now positive integers and n equal to 0. Let us prove that n be a negative integer. If n is a negative integer, how to give the proof of that? Let us say n equal to minus m, where m, for all m belongs to z plus. If m is positive integer, then minus m will become negative. Yes, so n be a negative integer means n should be in the form of minus m, where m is a positive integer. Understood? See, what happened here? So I want to prove again the given statement, that is cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n equal to minus m, means n should be a negative integer. Negative integer means minus m, where m is a positive integer. I want to prove this. So for that LHS I take. What is LHS? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n. Is it? Now, but what is n here? Minus m. So I am written cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus m. This is can written as power minus m, can written as 1 by cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n. Okay, but now you know where m is what here? Positive integer. M is positive integer. So whenever m positive integer, the De Moivre's theorem is true. We proved just now in this theorem only by using mathematical induction case 1. So by using case 1, what we proved in the case 1? By principle of mathematical induction, we proved that the De Moivre's theorem, this relation is true for all positive integers. By using that case 1, we simplified here this denominator. I can write directly cos m theta plus I sin m theta. Sure? Yeah. Yes. Okay? Yeah. Now I want to do rationalizing to simplify this. Multiply dividing by cos m theta minus I sin m theta. So cos m theta minus I sin m theta, multiply dividing by this. Cos here what happened? Cos m theta minus I sin m theta, you should multiply as well as you should divide. So if you, what happened, by using the formula of a plus b into a minus b, from that I can know a square minus b square. So by using that relation, if you do simplify, what happened here? A square means what happened? Cos square m theta minus I square. I square means minus 1, otherwise you can write directly. What happened? A square minus b square. So I square sin square m theta. But I know I square means minus 1, minus into minus plus. What is the numerator here? What is the numerator? Cos m theta minus I sin m theta by cos square m theta plus sin square m theta. What happened? I square means minus 1. Minus into minus plus. So you know cos square theta plus sin square theta, what is the value? 1. So finally my conclusion is cos m theta minus I sin m theta. Okay. Is it final? No. Still we have to simplify. How? Let us see. Okay, what happened here? What is the simplification? What I done here? Cos m theta minus I sin theta, because the denominator cos square m theta plus I sin square m theta value is 1. You can don't confuse here. This value is, this value is 1 here. Yes, so cos square m theta plus sin square m theta value 1 is equal to 1. So denominator is 1. So finally my conclusion is what here? Cos m theta minus I sin m theta by 1. So simply write. Now you already know one more property, that cos is a even function, sin is a odd function. What's the property in the trigonometry you studied? That even function means what? Cos of minus theta is equivalent to cos even function. You know the relation of cos of minus theta is cos theta. Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta, is it? By using this relations, I can simplify this. Cos minus theta can written as cos theta, both are same. By using that, cos of minus m into theta is same as cos m theta, by using cos a even function. Similarly, sin of minus theta is minus sin theta, since sin is odd function. So by using this relation, I can written here plus I sin of minus m into theta. Why? Because sin of minus m theta can written as minus sin m theta. This is minus sin m theta can written as sin of minus m theta by using this relation. Okay. So finally, what is minus m? You know n equal to minus m. So replaced minus m by n. Cos n theta plus I sin n theta. N equal to minus m, we assume. This is what RH is. So what happen if n is a negative number, n equal to minus m, we take n is a negative number, then also if n is negative integer, then also we proved LHS is equal to RHS. What is our LHS we took here? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equivalent to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. For all, here we proved n is in the third case negative. So for all n belongs to Z, final conclusion. So what is our final conclusion here? The De Moivre's theorem is true. This relation is true for all natural numbers and including n equal to 0, and for negative numbers. For all numbers, we proved this theorem here. So cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta for all n belongs to Z. Okay, where Z is what? Positive integers, means there is positive numbers including 0 and negative numbers. This is we proved by using three cases. In the first case we proved for positive integer by using principle of mathematical induction. In the second case n equal to 0 we proved by taking the third case n is a negative number, we took again use the concept of first case. So this is what proof of De Moivre's theorem for integral index. Okay, next let us see some note point here. So what is our given some note point, important relations given. Just let us see the relations. The first relation is what is the relations, you know already we know these things, just we recollected these values. Okay, what is that? First you know that cis theta is written as cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, next, and by using De Moivre's theorem, what we proved? Cis theta whole power n is equal to cis of n theta. We proved that. So where for all n belongs to Z means what? N is a positive number or negative number or 0. So we proved by using De Moivre's theorem this relation. Next, second point, cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n I took. Okay, so if you took minus n means n is a negative number. Like if I take n is a positive, minus n means negative. What is the relation of this? This is also same thing. Cos of minus n theta plus I sine of minus n theta. Okay, by using De Moivre's theorem, because n belongs to whatever the number here, integer, the positive, negative, the relation is true. So cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n can written cos of minus n theta plus I sin of minus n theta. But you know that cos theta is even function, so this is equivalent to cos n theta only. And sine of minus n theta is odd function. Odd function means sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so can written as minus sine n theta. So finally, what is my conclusion here? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n is equal to cos n theta minus I sin n theta. You can write directly. So this is what our relation. What is we proved in this second step? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n can written as cos n theta minus I sin n theta directly. Okay. So the next point. So what is our third point here? So cos theta plus I sin theta. I think this already I discussed. Cos theta plus I sin theta into cos theta minus I sin theta. A plus b into a minus b can written as a square minus b square form. Cos square theta minus I square sin square theta, but I square is minus 1, no? So minus into minus plus, so I can written cos square theta plus sin square theta is equivalent to 1. Okay, so now by using this cos theta plus, I think already I discussed this relation, cos theta plus I sin theta can written as 1 by cos theta minus I sin theta. Similarly, cos theta minus I sin theta can written as 1 by, see, cos theta plus I sin theta into cos theta minus I sin theta I proved as 1. So this equal to what? 1 by cos theta minus I sin theta, or cos theta minus I sin theta is equal to 1 by cos theta plus I sin theta, reciprocal. Okay, so these both are same. This is the one property. Next one, we discuss the fourth one. What is that? Cos theta minus I sin theta whole power n. What? In the previous problem we discussed De Moivre's theorem means what? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n. No? But here cos theta minus I sin theta whole power n. So for that I want to use this relation. What is this relation here? Cos theta minus I sin theta is equivalent to what? 1 by cos theta plus I sin theta all power n. This equivalent to, I replace this value by using this. So I know cos theta plus I sin theta whole power n can take the numerator. What happened? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n you will get. It is denominator for n. If you take numerator it will be minus n. By using the second property, cos theta plus I sin theta whole power minus n is equivalent to what? Just now we proved by using second property that cos n theta minus I sin n theta. Okay, so what happened here? What is the relation we proved? Cos theta minus I sin theta whole power n is equal to what? Cos n theta minus I sin n theta, where n is the integer. Last property, that cis theta into cis pi is equal to cis of theta plus phi. Very important, very useful for the problems. For any theta comma pi belongs to R, you can take any two angles. Cis theta into cis pi is equal to cis of theta plus phi. For any theta comma pi belongs to R. What happened here? Cos theta plus I sin theta into cos phi plus I sin phi. If you multiply the two complex numbers, cis of theta plus phi. So what happened? The relation here, theta 1 into theta 2 means theta 1 plus theta 2, like that. Cis theta into cis phi is cis of theta plus phi. So this is if you take two different angles, if you do multiplication of the two complex numbers in the polar form, the resultant you will get. Already we proved this, but we can use this concept again in the solved problem example problems. Okay, so these are the some properties in the De Moivre's theorem concept. By using the De Moivre's theorem concept, we can give the conclusion of these things. Okay, so what we discussed in this class, first we discussed that De Moivre's theorem for integral index. So by using principle of mathematical induction and remaining for three cases, we proved that De Moivre's theorem. Next, by using the De Moivre's theorem, we got some relations. We proved some relations about that cos theta plus I sin power n and minus n if you do multiply. So those things we discussed. Next, in the next sessions, we're going to discuss related to the solved problems and exercise problems and nth root of a unity and nth root of a any complex number, how to find. Okay, so those things we will discuss in the next sessions. Thank you.